Hello and welcome to episode 15 of TemTalk, a podcast dedicated to the creature collection MMO Temtem. Today we're going to be talking about what you can expect from Kisiwa. As always, I'm Andrew and I'm joined by Presby, Kennedy, and Gaijinbu. Good morning, both of you. How are you on this fine morning?
I am doing fantastic, Aroni, and right as I started speaking, an airplane flew by outside, so I'm going to get up and close my window real quick.
Oh boy.
I am also doing well myself. It's a good morning, it's a good day, and here we are.
It's a good week for you. I'm simmering with jealousy over here.
It is a real good week for me. It's really good. I like it.
Well, we'll jump into right what I'm alluding. Let's just go straight into the news with what's going on in Saipark. But first, we'll play my little bit. So we had a fantastic Saipark. I think we can all agree, right? I'm going to pull it up on screen here. So Luma Valash and Luma Nesla this week. 2 times chance and 40%.
Before we go too far,
yeah.
It looks like you might not be live. Or actually, maybe you're back now. Okay, you were offline and now you're live.
Oh, so don't start me off with bad things right away.
Well,
again.
wait, no, it says you were live 1 minute ago, but now you're live again. I don't know.
If we're scaring Vonlin at the start of this,
no,
it's worth saying I didn't hear the transitional clip, but I'll survive.
All right, sorry.
Just trying to get all in my head right off the top.
We're offline.
No, so Saipark this week was fantastically exciting, right? We had Valashes and Neslas at ×2 Luma rates and 40% spawn rates. I mean, you guys just, what's your take on that?
It's amazing. It's beautiful. it's an 8 times Luma rate. You've got a 4 times increase on the encounter rate alone. So being able to see 4 times the amount of Valash already increases it by 4 times. Same with Nesla. And then they double that. So 4 times 2 is 8.
We all made the agreement at the start of the week to spend X amount of time in Saipark this week.
Yeah, we're going to poke fun at you about that, by the way.
Compare our experiences. I think this was a great Saipark week just because before this, a Luma Valash and a Luma Nesla, both being 5% and 10% TIMs, they were at about 1 million Pansun for selling them. And so Saipark this week was by far just one of the best Pansun per hours you could do if you got either one of these. I've been watching prices all throughout the week. And
yeah, what have you been seeing?
I've seen Nesla fluctuate. But I've actually seen Luma Valash stabilize between about 750k and 950k.
Yeah, I saw both of them like 500 to 1.5 million Pansuns. I'm sorry, guys.
By the way, that's okay. They're both 10%ers. Azarok is the 5% where Valash spawns, actually.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
Valash and Nesla spawn at 10% rates in the wild? Is that what you're saying normally?
Yes.
Well, I thought
Nesla was 5.
I think there's one Nesla spot that's 5, and then there's another that's 10. But
No,
I know there is a
up.
10% for Nesla.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was a 5%er. I'm looking it up right now.
Nope.
I remember because I played through...
there's 2 spots where it spawns, and they're both 10.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I played through Dennis with my partner, and she was... and I was like hunting for a Nesla for her, and I was like, it's not spawning. She's like, go to the other spot. It has a better spawn chance. Then we went to the second spot, and it spawned instantly.
I don't even know there was 2.
It's good to know I'm just unlucky and that they're both 10%.
I saw them selling for 500,000 to 1.5 million. At least people trying to sell them or offering to buy them based on the TV spread, which is even anywhere in that range is a ton of money.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about the challenge of the week too and the economy. The economy is such a weird and interesting place right now.
Yeah. Before we go further than that, I gotta poke fun because you said like we were X amount of hours, and me and Gaijinbu were laughing because your original idea, I think maybe what you did, you said 2 hours for each, right?
Yeah, I said at least do 2. Because, I mean, when's the last time you touched Saipark, Vonlin?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's been an interesting week for me. But Gaijinbu, what was your opinion on only 2 hours from him into it?
2 hours is that's not even Luma hunting. That's a leisurely stroll through the game.
I saw somebody
a good time.
The dumb luck. They got a Luma on like 300 encounters. The other night I was hanging out and I was just
I hate them.
In 83 encounters.
Yeah. And I mean that's painful.
Wow. But no, I appreciate you making it a low limit to get me in because you're right. I have not been in Saipark since Noxalotl week, and I told myself that Noxalotl, and I told myself I wasn't gonna Luma hunt again, or I wasn't gonna do it. At least it was a ×3 week and 100%. But this week was too tempting. So this is actually the most Temtem I've played in a week since the storyline, and I was playing through the storyline where I played like every waking moment. I've pretty much played Temtem every second I could get, trying to get that Valash Temtem, that Valash Luma, and I have not gotten one. I'm at like 6,400 encounters, but I got the whole weekend ahead of me. Fingers crossed here that I can get one.
Here's what you do. I'm gonna give you the secret Luma hunting strategy.
Oh, here we go.
TV train a bunch of Tims. Enter Josh Stryker's tournament. Win 5 million Pantslots. Buy a Luma Tempedia.
That is an even greater odd than 1 in 10,000.
5 million Pansons wouldn't buy you a Luma Tempedia, though. Not even close.
Yeah, it would buy me the Valash at least, right?
Oh, it'd buy you a Valash and a couple other 10%ers, but trying to get like a Luma 2i, good luck. Or a Luma Hochek, not even close.
Oh, have you guys seen
5 to 10 million alone for that?
Have you seen any of the Luma starters? I haven't seen any of them.
I have. I've seen Tental.
No, really. That's so cool. I would love
John
to see
has
that.
a Luma Anna here.
I don't even know what color. What does it look like? What color is it? I mean, I could look this up. But...
It's a green. There's actually, so if you look up a comfy pillow in game, you can see the outline for the Luma Tental. A comfy pillow is no longer with us, but they do have a Luma Tental and a Luma Anna here.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Gaijinbu, do you want to share how your Saipark hunting's gone, or are you saving that for later?
Oh, I mean, I'm happy to share.
Yeah, I didn't want to steal your thunder.
My alt account had gone 17 days without finding a Luma, and my main account had gone 35 days without finding a Luma. And then I found a Luma Playtalks on my giveaway account, and then I didn't find anything on my main account until the next day. So 36 days I went without finding a Luma, and it was a Luma Valash. I did find one. It has the determined trait. It is a male, but I finally found it after like 10,000 something
That's
total
awesome.
Encounters.
Nice.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, it felt so good because I mean I've already put 2 months and like 400 hours into finding Valash, and I did not find a single.
Oh, really? You
Luma.
specifically tried to Luma hunt Valash before this?
Oh,
I think it's
wow.
a rule of Temtem. Every Luma Valash needs to be named Naruto. So did you name
mine?
Naruto?
Mine is named Kurama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember which character that is from
That's
this
the
series.
nine-tailed fox's name.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
fox.
Yeah, I know the nine-tailed fox. But I don't know. Yeah.
That's too
I
funny.
watched to the end of Naruto and the start of Shippuden, and then I watched YouTube videos for the rest.
Wait, what? YouTube videos? What do you mean?
The fight scenes are all I care about. I don't care about filler arcs.
Oh, of course.
So I watched like a highlight reel, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
See, what they need to do. I mean, I know this isn't related to Temtem, but we talked about Naruto.
No, go right
so
ahead.
Real quick.
We're all about tangents.
One thing they need to do with pretty much all shonen anime is they need to make a Kai version. So like Dragon Ball Z has
No filler
Kai.
arc. Yeah.
There's no filler, and it skips a lot of unnecessary, even just stuff in the battles that, you wouldn't really care about anyway. And, then you've got this whole series just condensed into the stuff you care about. And
I feel
there
like
you go.
Temtem and anime is a pretty safe crossover. There's probably a lot of people that enjoy Temtem that will mind.
Temtem Kai.
So
Just
many.
like dojo battle after dojo battle.
I mean, I like anime a lot. I'm not as hardcore of a fan as a lot of people, but you mentioned Dragon Ball Z, and that's always the thing that gets me with Dragon Ball Z and animes. Is I remember it as a kid. I'm like, oh, the show is so good and so fun. So I started watching like all of the Dragon Ball Zs back to back, and I forgot like how slow paced the story can be at sometimes.
It's very slow paced. I mean, can you imagine watching something like the Frieza arc in like on TV? The Frieza arc is like crazy amount of episodes. I think it's like 100-something episodes if I remember correctly, and you have to wait every week, and it took something like the course of like 4 or 5 or 6 months for it just to finish one battle section.
That's
it's
brutal.
Like,
that's brutal.
Yeah.
I don't even think I got that far when I was watching
episodes
it.
of
Look at this. Someone on screen on my screen in TemTalk has. Oh, it's you right there next to me with it. I was like, look at this jerk with a Luma, and it's Kai Shimbu. Oh, that's too funny. That's literally too funny.
that is funny.
So the other half of Saipark here, let me pull it back up. The other pack of the weekly reset free Temtem. I think it's a good week, but I haven't touched it because any time spent catching and releasing Temtem would be time I couldn't be trying to get a Valash. But the rewards, the top reward was only 425 catches and releases, which I think is a crazy change that it's under 500. I'm happy to see it. Lower numbers better.
Like it's a good number for people. Like
yeah.
I feel like that's a really good number for a lot of people.
I agree. Not only is it like not 500, but it's like it's not even 475. It's 425. 425 is a very digestible and doable number.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people don't like the 500 and 600 number. I can't remember if they have ever done a 600, but I know they were at 550 multiple times or whatever. But
10 bananas is nice, but it's that's 7,000 Pansun.
Yeah.
Or no, not even that. 4,500 Pansun.
That's true. It's not a cosmetic item, but
rewards.
It's not a cosmetic item. I'm just happy to see it not.
It's the speed packs that count this week.
Right. They have 3, and there's 3 of them. I think you only got 2 last week at 220. You only got 2 hacks, right? I'm pretty sure. So getting 3 hacks is quite nice. But I won't, unless I get my Luma Valash soon, then I'll switch and I'll do some free. I'll try to get the hacks.
Yeah, all in all, I was pretty pleased with this week's free Tim. I like the silicone crystals, and like I said, it wasn't just like a huge injection of Pansuns for that first tier reward. It was just, hey, you did this. Here's a little extra candy on top, and you sell them, and you get a little bit more Pansun.
Like, here's 2 side cards. Go have fun, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying you do like the 50 reward this week, or you don't like it?
No, I do. I do like
the 40 exactly. I was like 40.
Yeah,
like 40. It's so much money for 40 releases. I feel bad if I don't do it, but I don't want to stop. If I take the time to do that and then don't get a Valash this week, I'll be like, man, I would have got it while I was doing my free releases. That's probably when I would have got it.
I'm a hoarder in real life, and I'm a hoarder in Temtem. I think I get stuff and I'm just like, oh, I don't need this now, but when I decide to do X, I'll need this. So I have a bunch of like 1SV perfect Tems. I've got a bunch of like good statted like other Tems in my box, and I probably have maybe 30 free slots of box space that I have to clear out before Kisiwa. And so actually to get a lot of my free twin rewards this week, I think I'm at like 90 or so. I only caught and released stuff for about 40 minutes in C-Note. And then I just went and cleaned out my boxes, and I've still got like a bunch more things to like release. But just cleaning out my boxes, they're just like, oh, you did so good. I'm freeing Tems. Here's rewards.
Yeah, it is nice doing that. I did the same thing where I released a bunch of Tems from a breeding project, and I was like, look at all these releases I'm going to get that will feel free.
I have enough 1 SV Ocluras to make another perfect.
Ooh.
Another like 20 perfect Ocluras to become perfect mixes. And I just can't bring myself to release them. I
was going to say, if you breed some new Oclera eggs, I'll buy an egg from you that's not hatched.
Okay.
I'm all about the OTs, so I don't want any hatched ones. But if you sell any eggs, hit me up. I'll buy one from you because I want to mix.
Okay,
real
and
bad.
Ryber is going to be my next project, but I'll do Ryber.
I'll buy one of those too, but I think you're getting over your head with
Ryber. Are you looking to punish yourself?
Yeah, I think that's a terrible idea.
No, I mean, Ryber's gonna be easy peasy for me.
Oh yeah,
Because,
with a
look,
15% female rate, it's gonna be so easy.
It's gonna be
Check
worse
this
than
out.
hunting Luma
I've got-
Velashes.
from the first bugged out Saipark week.
Oh, do you
I've
already-
got a bunch of like really great multiple 50 stat SV female Rybers. And then I've got I do my free Tim farm at the Magnus farm, and I release everything except for 7 fertility, 2 perfect SV Magnus and Mastions that are male. So I can breed those with the Rybers, and basically I can have like a Ryber that has really great fertility and perfect stats. Not terribly difficult to get.
I mean,
So-
if
like that.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
And then I'll charge an arm and a leg for them because capitalism.
Of course, like those perfect level 1 Rybers with egg moves that were recently listed not too long ago on wanting to sell Lumas, which yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't. But
Wait, what am I missing? What's the point of there's
somebody was looking to sell a perfect Luma Ryber at level 1, meaning it was hatched with the egg moves. And they had 2 of them, not just one. The
So you
same
thinking
person
foul play?
had 2 of them.
you thinking of foul play?
I'm not sure what I'm thinking, but it seems very weird that one person manages to get 2 perfect Rybers.
Now we talked about this a while ago
Luma,
in the flag system,
Yeah,
and
that's-
how the automated system bans people for holding exploited Tims. There's something that flags if your account has held an exploited Tim, and if that pairs with multiple other flags, it can, like, the automated system can ban you for that. So I'd be very curious of if that person is even still
Well,
playing.
I can tell
they
you,
didn't get auto
the
banned.
person that was holding them has not logged in since the 1st.
Ooh,
Which is
sketchy.
very unlikely for this person because this person that I do know of also bots.
Yeah, that is fair, Fox. On the stream, Dead Fox said they ban in waves, though.
I mean, I think we hear about. I can't. Do you really? I don't think they only do it in waves.
I don't think they only do it in waves. I'm sure if there's a serious problem, they take care of it.
Right.
I don't think they just let people sit and wait and utilize their, because if they only ban in waves and there's a serious problem that is has multiple accounts and they're selling Lumas and making money and stuff, like I feel like they're gonna take action, not just
Right.
wait for next month when they do a total ban wave and let this person continue to manipulate the economy.
I think they do it in surges too. I think because they've talked about their system a little bit and they've purposely not given too many details so people can't understand it and how to get around it. But it sounds like some of it's automated and constantly monitoring. So I bet there's constant small bans, but they make big surge efforts where they have like some humans look through a bunch of stuff and do a bunch of bans. But at all times things are happening. Hopefully. Listen, let's keep moving along here. But before we do, real quick, Kennedy, I think the problem is you have all those female Rybers. That's only half the battle because every time you breed them, you have to get 50% of them to be females, and only 15% of them are. So that means 1 out of every like 6 or 7 breeds will be a female. So they're all going to go into males and get gender locked. So
I don't want to talk about it.
but if you get there, I'll buy a Ryber egg off you too. Cause
Kennedy knows it's going to be a nightmare.
My first breeding project, I got gender locked for a few days on the Oklura,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since then, I've always felt it was more efficient to buy Tims rather than breed them up, as far as like farming Bandsun.
At least gender
But
imbalanced
when
ones.
we talk about the economy and my experience with buying Tims, it's just the things I want aren't being sold. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
people
it's
wants
like
to
you
breed
gotta
the
bite the
Rybers,
bullet
so
at
you
some
don't have
point.
much of a choice but to breed it yourself.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so the next news item we had is Damian Sanchez, who did the sound designs and soundtracks, and we actually listened to some of the music and tweets from him in the past. Previously, contractor / freelancer working on Crema, with Krima on Temtem has been made a tweet that he's full-time now this last week. So he's a full-time hire and member of their team. And so that's exciting to see.
Damien. Welcome, Damien. Thank you for all your beautiful work.
Yeah, the music inside the game is beautiful.
Oh, good.
It's one of those things you don't think about in a game until like a game has an awesome soundtrack where it's just pleasant to sit and listen. And then you're just like, oh my God, this game's soundtrack. Like I remember it for Pokemon Sun and Moon. I wasn't a huge fan of Sun and Moon, but Sun and Moon's soundtrack was fantastic. I don't care for The Witcher 3, but The Witcher 3 soundtrack, so good. And same thing with Temtem. It's just like, I'm here for the monster collection, the team building, and the battling. And then, you just like walk through some of the areas and you're just like, this ambient music is just like the truth.
And I'm gonna play one of my favorite clips from the music I think he's worked on. You guys, this will be a test if you guys can hear these. I know the listeners will be able to either way, but I'm gonna. You guys aren't
I was gonna say I can't hear anything, but I'll survive.
Everyone, it's the violin battle music, the part where it like switched to a violin note and it crescendos. Oh, I love that bit so much.
Any violin hype music like is already miles.
I've never heard that term, but that's 100% what it is. It's violin hype music. So I think
I like quite a bit.
That's one of the reasons why Hamilton is so great. It's just like epic rap tracks with violins.
But
I like the weird music they have in the stores. Like if you walk into the store, they got like this funky, like retro weird music going on. It's super good.
Yeah. So congrats to him joining. I'm very excited to see that for him. And it's also, we talked a little bit last week about how, previous to the big announcement, the speculation of their team size was constantly talked about and if they were growing or expanding, and they confirmed that they had doubled in size in 2 years and they're still hiring people. But here's just an example of where they're, adding a full-time body to their team. So it's just a cool example of to actually see it firsthand, their team grow and get bigger and bigger, which I hope it keeps getting bigger and bigger and they don't stop growing.
Can I spoil a upcoming guest that we're going to have?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So for everybody watching,
wait. Before you say anything, are they for sure coming on? And are they for sure okay to come on before you announce?
Oh, okay. Maybe I should wait till we have.
We're hoping to have someone who's worked with Krima on Temtem. I don't know what more we can or can't say.
We were supposed to have them today, but there were some things that
not a full-time developer. We're not that. I don't want to down talk this person to say that they're not as exciting as a full-time developer, and hopefully someday we can have someone on. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. We'll have news as soon as we can. In other news,
I just want to say I was about to say like, hey, here we're gonna have this special guest coming on the future. Let me say who it is, and we jumped up 4 viewers at that moment, and now all those people who came in to be like, wait, surprise and aw.
That's good. You debated them.
Yeah, debate, man.
It was a read. It was a read.
This is less news item worthy, but I still like covering it and talking about it because we talked about it last week as well. Some activity from Yaw on the Reddit, and I want to talk about this very carefully so I don't kill any of Gaijinbu's favorite Temtem. A certain device that you use to slide across smooth surfaces. There was a very good meme on Reddit posted. I'll pull up the actual picture here. It said, "What does this mirror?" It's the Harry Potter meme. It says, "What does this mirror do, Professor?" And I called him. Why am I blank? Dumbledore. I was gonna call him Gandalf. Dumbledore says it shows us nothing more or less than the deepest, most desperate desire of our hearts. And then it's a picture of course, you all know what the device that shall not be named.
Right. You asked me last time if we were going to get it, and I was like, if we get Crystal Skates, it's just too good. It's literally too good of a patch, which is why I voted against Crystal Skates and Kisiwa.
So then Ya replied to the comment and said, "Why are you expecting to get them back on Kisiwa? Question mark, smiley, D-face emoji thing." So do we think that's unofficial official confirmation that we're not getting them? Or do you think he's just playing with the heartstrings and maybe playing and we could still get them? Or do we think for sure now there's no chance? Yacht came out and it basically said we're not going to get them in the update.
It's hard to say. Text is hard to read, but it seems like there's a playful tone in there when you add the smiley face. But whether or not we get them is a question. A good question. I would say that probably good to stay on the safe side and say probably not. Expect them not to return. But if they do, then happy surprise.
Yeah, the other thing with Crystal Skates, too, at this point in the game, I mean, they give you access back to the volcano, but they moved all the Temtems that were in the volcano into other areas of the game so that you don't need the volcano in order to get those Tems. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of something that Crystal Skates really adds to the game.
What did you just say? You just made everyone mad listening. Did you say the Crystal Skates don't add anything to the game? They end themselves an addition. They allow you to skate.
Well, so yeah, they allow you to skate, and they make getting to some TV training areas a little bit faster. And then there's one TV training area where you can't get to anymore once you don't have the Crystal Skates, which spawns like I think it's like 100% spawn rate for Dingray. And other than those, other than getting back and forth to places quicker in that one area, we're not missing too much without having Crystal Skates. I
don't want to stand near you when people start throwing vegetables at you.
In the far future, people are going to be like,
lean away from this heathen with his heresy.
You remember when we wanted Crystal Skates? Now I can ride my flying shoeing.
Flying shoeing.
Well, moving along, some other more fun from Reddit, which a good community highlight, but also some more activity from them posting is this fan is making these Temtem cards that I pulled up here. Let me zoom in a little bit, maybe. They said it's totally just a pet project. They don't actually wanted to make a card game out of it, but they're having fun developing these as an artist, and they've been inspired.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that Raver one. Look at that.
It'd be really cool if they gave like what's it called? I don't know, like the base for it, the canvas for that, so that other people could utilize it too. That would be cool.
There's someone else, and I didn't do enough research to figure out if this person that's doing this is a different person. I think there's a different person who's actually trying to design and wants to do a card game based on this. And I think this is a different person who's just looking to do the artwork, but there's someone actually trying to make the card game. But the reason I specifically pulled this up, besides it just being cool, is we got a reply from Itsuki in here somewhere that I've lost now.
Suki.
Yeah, it's Suki. They just asked. They said that they're looking forward to their favorites, and they asked, "What are your favorites?" And they said Pocus and Mink. So I thought it was cool just to see the Cream of community manager confirming their favorite Temtem.
I mean, good choice there, Suki.
Yeah,
Suki's got good taste.
I was thinking the same thing. I am a big fan of both of those as well. So
yeah, both great Temtem.
I can't wait till we can get our own Pocus and Hocus capturing ourselves. Do you think it won't be to the last island? Probably won't be, right?
Well, when we get rock climbing gear, we'll have access to Hocus. Because that one is in Dennis. People exploited to cheat themselves up.
Oh, really?
We know. Oh,
so we'll get it next patch then, or Kisiwa patch.
Yeah, presumably.
Awesome.
When we talk about the Tims to expect, there's about 20 Tims that we know are probably coming in Kisiwa.
Well, we know it's 20. They said 20. We just don't know exactly which 20.
Well, no. I think it's going to be 25 Tims. But we pretty much know about 20 of the Tims that are going to be added.
I don't know if this is real, but Derlicia in chat is saying mod here. Nope, it's gone. I don't know if that's a valid source, if they're actually a mod if that's true information. But if so, that makes me sad if it is.
Wait, what's gone? The patch of grass in Dennis? Oh, that's going to be so sad. Well, I mean, it's not going to be sad. We never had it in the first place.
That's too bad.
Yeah, there, Derek. Yeah.
I think that will do it for the news. Unless I don't think there's anything else I had to cover, unless you guys did. I'm gonna play another transition bit here, and I'm only saying that because I know you guys won't hear it. So, but we'll move on to the community highlights now.
It's Kaku's now.
No, Kaku's. I mean, I do like Kaku's. I really like Kaku, but Saku is, I mean, okay. Saku's okay.
Any place with 100% spawn rate of a Tim is a great addition to the game because it just makes TV training a little bit easier.
What if they only give one of their TV though? Are you still saying any of them are going to be good?
So, I mean, it's still nice because when you're in other places, like when you do Saipat, Saipat only adds, there's 100% spawn location for Saipat and only adds 3 TVs per time. And you can use a protein, but if you're trying to get like really specific, what you have to do is get close to your TV spread, and then you have to go someplace else that has a Tim that spawns with one, and then you have to keep going and eventually until you get it on your perfect spread and stuff. And sometimes you have to run from a bunch of encounters, but yeah. So 100% Kaku. I'm not going to be.
Speaking of spawn rates, the community highlight that I wanted to point out was something that's really helped me with my Luma hunting. Like I said, this is the second time I've gone hard for Luma hunting and far more time I've spent than the last time. And there's a very important difference that helped me do it longer and more consistently and stay sane and keep doing it. And that was I started using a tracker, a TemTalk encounter tracker. Now, before I go into this too much, disclaimer, I did as much research as possible, and I'm 99% confident that using an encounter tracker doesn't violate any of the conditions or rules of the game. Are you guys of the same mind?
Actually, the TemTalk tracker that you're probably using is probably the same one everyone's using and has actually been confirmed.
Okay.
That it does not violate TOS and it can be usable because it's a screen reader and it does not access any of the game files.
I got it pulled up right here on the stream here. So you have to tell me, is this the same one, or it's the link from the document? Is this the same one that you use? It was posted by Floaty Horse on Reddit like 3 months ago. I was curious if you guys use different ones, but this is the one I could find. It runs a Java file. It's called TemTracker, and it runs a Java file that reads the screens just like you said, and it tracks the black screen transitions. I understand at the beginning and end of an encounter to reset, and then it counts if there's one or two.
You're using a really outdated one.
It is. That's why. So this is the one I could find. So I'm curious if there's better ones that you've used because it's been a little touchy for me. It's not because if you. Hold on, let me get you. I'll drop a link in chat in the Twitch chat for it because there's a much newer. Put it in the Google Doc. So if I click around in in Twitch chat, that's perfect actually. Yeah, Twitch chat's perfect. So, but anyway, while we wait for that, so temp tracking made all of the difference. So if anyone is down on Luma hunting or getting frustrated with it and not tracking their encounters, use a tracker because it did 2 things for me. One, it made me realize how little or how much I'm actually farming. And I realized the last time I hunted Lumas, I probably didn't hunt that many encounters. In my head, it felt like I did thousands of encounters. But now that I've actually tracked how many I've been doing, I can see that how slowly the encounters occur. And it's made me stay a lot longer invested, but it also just gamifies the system. It's nice to just have that number. I'm like, all right, I want to get the number to 1,000 today. Like, I might not get a Luma, but I got 1,000 encounters. It's like there's a points. I feel like I'm getting points. You know what I mean? It's made a huge difference to me. Is this making any sense to you guys? Is this
No. Trackers. So trackers, sure, they're fun when they first happen, and yeah, I mean, it's nice to see a number, but realistically,
I'll pull this one up here.
They're So that one actually has a Suki theme, even. So I'm pretty sure that they chose the color palette and everything. But awesome. Yeah, so putting a number to how unlucky you are is really disappointing for most people.
This is good. We're 2 different sides of this fence. Okay, go on.
I feel like Tony Stark whenever I'm Luma hunting. Like, don't tell me the odds. Like, I don't want to know the number. I don't know where I'm at. Just want to do it.
it's really rough because you know that there's a 1 in X amount of chance, but the problem is most people know there's a 1 in X amount of chance, and they think, well, if there's a 1 in 4,000 chance and I hit 4,000 encounters, then that means I'm gonna find a Luma. No, that's not how it works. There's a 1 in 4,000 chance every single time. So you could go well above and beyond the expected odds, and that would really bum a lot of people out. And yeah, it can be really rough, and yeah, it can be really frustrating, but that's odds. That's just chance. I mean, that's how it works. RNG is usually cruel and miserable and
Unforgiving.
nice. Yeah, mostly unforgiving, but occasionally throws you a bone.
I mean, do you think the tracker mainly has a negative impact on people's perception? Because I think the opposite.
Oh,
I think the complete opposite.
110%. I know
Really?
multiple people that have stopped using a tracker entirely because it's nothing but depressing for the most part.
See, this is my first week using one, so
Can
if I do it
address
enough,
something that was
Yeah.
said in the chat?
yeah.
Bacon Forever one said they need to add
That's a
an
great
item
idea.
in game that is a tracker. I think that would be kind of cool. And if it was like the egg timer where you can turn it on or off if you want to use it, that would be like super.
They've actually addressed that, and cost-wise, currently with the current development roadmap, it's not cost-effective. I mean, maybe they'll add one later on in an update, but currently, as it stands, they've already stated that that's not going to be cost-effective, and would probably take a little bit more time out of development than would be needed for finishing up stuff that they've already promised. So where other people have already developed a resource for tracking,
That's true. Why spend the money?
the development doesn't really need to take the time or money to do it. If their fans can make a really usable tracker that doesn't violate TOS, then there doesn't need to be another one in game. Yeah, it would be nicer, and yeah, it would be okay for people that have consoles because obviously they couldn't use that tracker. But right now, maybe it'll come in a later update after the game releases everywhere and has sold more. But right now, yeah.
So
I talk about my experiences in other MMOs a lot, and I think this is another one where I think it comes down to philosophy. Just like how I always compare Guild Wars 2 and World of Warcraft. I think World of Warcraft has a very hands-off, Blizzard has a very hands-off philosophy with people creating external and like third-party like mods and stuff for their games. As far as like they allow damage meters, they allow all the things that change around your hot bars, all the things that make Healbot, that make
mods,
healing easier. And Guild Wars 2 takes a philosophy and says, hey, if the community develops this thing that people are heavily using a lot very often, then it's important enough to the community that it should be a part of the game. So third parties developed a damage meter, and then Guild Wars implemented a damage meter. Third parties developed, the armor tracking system, and then Guild Wars said we're going to implement it inside the game, and they implemented, an armor system inside. So I feel like it's kind of like if it's important enough that enough of the community is using trackers, it should be a feature that you shouldn't have to go through a third party to download for the game.
I don't disagree. I just don't think that they should take time and money away from current development goals in order to do it. If it comes later in a patch or an update, fantastic. But right now, where they've already have a roadmap, they've already got all this stuff that they promised that people want. It's important that they continue with that because we've already seen what happens when they.
I agree. I don't think
in a timely fashion.
I don't think a tracker is something that is necessary as far as I don't think it's on the high importance list of enough players using it. But an example I will give was like the rank matchmaking ladder. Like third parties in the community develop, a rank matchmaking ladder for TemTalk. And it was important enough to move up on the roadmap that they release half of the spring patch early, so that people
that's direct access to content for a lot of players. Like some part of the community, and I think you live in a niche of like the really highly active part of the community that was participating in that. But thousands of players, myself included, weren't gonna PvP until we could just click a button to get into a queue. So I think that brought a lot of content. But I mean, anyway, I think I think you're both right. It would be a nice feature, but we'd rather see more content and more islands first, right? I think this is the perfect thing to after the game's fully released.
See crystal skates,
right, or whatever it would be. It'd be nice to see something like this after the game's fully released. Hey, I didn't say it, guys, but that was all him.
Oh, I know it was.
I was very careful this episode. I haven't said it once. My point is, I think it's a nice thing that they could add after the game's fully released, and I'm okay waiting 2 years to get it. And a small correction, Kenny, just in case before anyone comes running in the comments, Blizzard actually is similar to that. Over the years, the most popular mods have usually got implemented as game features in future expansions. So, okay. Yeah, so a lot of the early mods that were in like Vanilla WoW got rolled in.
Nowadays, though, they're allowing people to do modifications, but they're claiming all rights to those modifications.
Yeah, that's a whole rabbit hole we can go down. I think that stems from like the new terms and conditions of Warcraft Reforged and the custom maps versus the old ones, that
really just kind of hampers innovation. I think personally, because people aren't going to want to create.
I think that's a bad idea too.
But still, that's another topic.
That's directly the whole Dota thing. Dota was developed in Blizzard's software. A whole genre that's one of the most popular video game genres today, developed in their resources, in their game, in their software, in their community, and then completely got away from them, and the market ran away with it, and they lost a huge opportunity and came super late to it. So it's a painful process. But yeah, that's a whole conversation we could spend a lot of time on. Instead, let's keep moving along and talk about what we've been doing this week. I'll play another transition here just so you guys can both take a pause because you won't hear it. It's the Tem healing station, just so you guys know. I was gonna recreate the sound myself, but I don't think I could do it justice. A little pop of the cards. But no, let's talk about what we've been doing this week. But I want to throw it right to you guys. Talk about your week because I'm gonna go refill my coffee really quick while you do. Okay, so just jump right into it. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, Kennedy.
All right. So for me this week, I have been free timming and I have been Luma hunting. I normally only play Tim for about 10 to 12 hours a week. So I spent about half of that this week doing Luma hunting for Valash and Nesla. I didn't get lucky on either, but it was nice going, and somebody tried to sell me a Nesla for super cheap with the bad trait, and I was inches away from asking all of my friends to loan me some Pansuns to buy it because I need to breed Nesla with my Luma Kazuma to try and get Luma Genki eggs with Tesla Prison. So I was like right there, and I really should be Luma hunting Nesla right now, but I'm not, so shrug. The other thing I was
did people loan you money? I just heard that. I caught the half at the tail end.
No, I didn't ask anyone for money. I actually spent a good little bit this week. The other thing I did this week, I free timmed for a little bit, but I did rank battles, and I just had I don't know what was going on in my area of the ladder because I'm super low ranked. I'm in the thousands, and I was climbing back up after doing last week's challenge and dropping.
What's your exact team are at?
Currently, I think I'm at 1,050. And I just kept having the hardest battles I'm at 1,052. I kept having the hardest battles of my life. And it was it was just frustrating, I guess, of just people were running the very top of the line, win meta teams with Pick a Pack Grandpa Whiplum. And it every fight went down to the last Tim to the last move till it was determined.
Oh wow, well that's good. It's fun that they're close matches though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just wanted to get back to where I was.
What's your highest? What's your career high?
1,075. Okay. I was about to start climbing again, but then I did the challenge of the week, and I dropped a bunch of ranks trying to win with those two teams. But all of that out of the way, I made a good little bit of money this week. I was able to do our challenge of the week, and I bought I bought 2 Tims, and it was a good week for me in game in general.
What's your Pansung update at? What are you at?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh boy.
I'm at I think I'm at 70,000 Pansuns. I'll check in
That's not bad.
Secondo.
It's not bad. No, that's a good. So like I said, I've been playing. Not only have I been Luma hunting like crazy, but on Wednesday you guys stopped and I streamed for the first time when I did competitive battles, and I had so much fun doing that. And I was drinking, of course, during it, and so early on in the night, chat wasn't very busy yet, and I hadn't drank very much, and I won like 5 matches in a row, and I skyrocketed up to 1,000 TMR above. I went like 100 TMR for the first hour. And then I just started paying less and less attention to the games and more attention to chat and drinking more. And I dropped like back down to almost where I started in TMR. So, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And I've been climbing back up to TMR since then, with off stream, not drinking, hyper focused, and I've won every single match so far. So I'm at 998. Nice. I'm at 998 now. I'll climb back over 1,000, and then I'll.
There's no video evidence of that. I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah,
you've only won battles.
I can't show the 1 battles, but I can show that my TMR is back up to 998. So anyone that was watching stream, I think I ended at like 950 or so after like climbing up to 1019. So. I've had so much fun in Temtem this week. It's really been great. It's been a great breath of fresh air.
Blame the liquor, says Trilix.
I got no one to blame but myself. I just started caring less about the matches and having more fun, just having fun. So it was a great night though. So so between the competitive battle and the Luma hunting, it's been a really fun week for me, and I'm excited to keep Luma hunting.
It was really fun jumping into stream with you and playing through those, not playing through, but kind of backseat driving. I'm just like, all right, Vonlin, sit down, think this turn through, you got this.
And that was the point of the night where I didn't care, and I was just making decisions off firing from the hip, too. So, and Gaijinbu jumped in and taught me how to pronounce a bunch of Temtem names, so it's...
Pig Epic Pack.
Pig Epic? I'm officially calling it Pig Epic. I'm no longer calling it Pig Epic.
No, it's not Pig Pack. There's no pack.
Hey,
it's a pig.
It's getting closer. It's better than if I call it Pig Epic, right? You gotta give me some credit.
Now you're adding a K that doesn't exist. It's Pig Epic.
I was calling. I was adding R's to Scunch. I was calling Scunch Scrunch.
He was calling Scunch Scrunch. That was rough.
But no.
And then he was having a hard time with Umishi.
I wasn't even gonna say it because I didn't want to risk saying it wrong. But yeah, I was talking about Ukama and Umishi. And see, I did my trick there. I always say Ukama first now, so I can transition to Umishi. But
yeah, and then me, all I've been doing is just doing Luma hunting. I mean, I know that the weekly challenge was to buy a Temtem or something, and I instead bought a new hairstyle for my alt account.
Oh,
I mean, it's basically like a Temtem on my head. Close enough, right? I was Luma hunting, and Blank was nice enough to go get it for me while I was Luma hunting, because Blank is amazing. But so all I did was Luma hunt all week. I haven't done any free tem or any competitive or anything like that. I literally have just been Luma hunting, and it took me a long time. Oh, it's the Pig Bridge.
Is that the video again? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
for people listening to audio only, someone just linked us the Pig Bridge song.
I showed that video, and Vonlin was still hearing Pig Epic, and it doesn't say it.
Here, I'll play this quick. You two won't hear it, but you check if you watch.
I'm looking at it now.
I'll have it on stream here first. Well, we won't play the whole thing, but I'll just play a little bit here.
I mean, it's short enough. You might as well.
Yeah, it's only a minute.
This is so silly.
Pig a pig.
I do hear it now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So that came up as well when we were playing.
So yeah, I mostly just did Luma hunting. I've been trying to find. I'm still Luma hunting actually. I'm really hoping to find another Luma Valash so I can give one away as well. I found a Playtox on my alt account, and I was so worried that I was gonna find a Valash, but only on my alt account. Um, but I
Meanwhile,
got lucky.
I was watching stream hoping you'd find one on your alt account because
Well,
I was
I
gonna take
know.
like the 1 in 50 odds of winning that over the 1 in 10,000 odds of getting my own.
Give it away to blank. Blank says.
um,
But yeah, so I'm still currently hunting. I mean, I'm gonna try to do my free temp tomorrow just to get it. There was telomere hacks, right?
Yes.
yeah,
Telomere
yep. For
hacks are the 250.
250, you get 3 speed ones, so very important, and 3
yeah,
of them.
very important.
I know.
So
I want those, but I
the
don't.
speakers.
I don't want to spend the couple hours that's gonna take unless I get a Valash first. So we'll see what happens.
This is why you need 2 accounts, Vodka.
Dude, I thought about that so hard this week. I was like, because I could have doubled my encounter rate. Like, if I
You
don't
really
get a
could.
Valash, I'll probably buy another one. How hard is it to run 2? Because you play on your
Oh,
phone. How hard is it to play
easy.
2 on the computer, though?
Oh, I play 2 on the computer all the time. That's
Okay.
when I'm streaming, there's 2 on the computer.
How do you have
so
like
you
2
just buy
Steam
one.
accounts?
Yeah, no, you buy one in Discord and one in Steam, and this allows you to run them side by side.
Yeah.
Simultaneously. So I
Okay.
just have a 2560 by 1440p window. So I just run them in 1280 by 720p, and they fit immediately right next to each other. So
Okay. No, I'm sold. I'm doing it. Especially if I don't get a Valash, but even if I do, I'm gonna buy a second account, play through the story, get that money, and then be able to Luma hunt on 2 accounts because I need to increase my chances somehow, especially if I don't get one. But one more thing on the temp tracker topic. So I get what you're saying that people that really go hard and farm like a ton of encounters don't like knowing that they didn't get one. But it's perfect for someone like me who's had a really hard time forcing themselves to Luma hunt because it shows me that I'm not at that statistical average number. Like right now I'm only at 6,000 encounters, and it's like, but I don't feel bad about not having gotten one because I know in theory I should do at least 4,000 more encounters. So now if I did 20,000 encounters and didn't have one, I could see how it'd make me mad. But right now it's just helped me stay invested. It's like, it's just been a goal. I'm like, I gotta do 4,000 more encounters. I gotta keep going. And I didn't have that push before the tracker. So that's gonna be the rest of my weekend.
yeah, I mean the tracker. I mean I do agree. For some people, putting the numbers into perspective helps, but for some people, even putting the numbers into perspective just makes it worse. Some people just, a lot of people are not designed for Luma hunting. I'll put it that way.
Yes, no, you're right.
And
It's
and
me.
to put it diplomatically, those people do as well as I would expect that type of person to do in that situation. It's just Luma hunting is very hard. It takes, you have to be able to deal with rejection.
Well, that's a skill I've perfected in my life before Temtem. Don't worry.
Every time you see the wrong character model on the opposite side of the screen, it's like being rejected every time. So it takes a lot, and there's definitely some people that can do it without a problem, and then there's other people that just, they go 100 encounters, they don't find it, and they think that they've been robbed, and all of a sudden it's scam park.
Yeah, I saw a negative post this week about it, and it on Reddit just kind of broke my heart. This is actually a perfect transition, though. I'm going to play another transition clip here, and we're going to talk about my game suggestion idea factor, which is all about Luma hunting. So it's going to... Uh-oh. We lost Gaijin Booze from the camera, at least. So I don't know what's going on with Gaijin Boo. Hopefully he'll be back with us shortly. Oh, he's working on it.
Hey, it's Gaijin.
I had to let my cat out. She was yelling.
So so the game suggestion idea that I had and wanted to talk around was just, again, all about Luma hunting. I actually had this from last week, but we didn't get to it, and now it's just even more relevant. So Krima has said that they will add more active ways to hunt Lumas in the game, and I think they said this after Saipark was out. I don't think Saipark was what they were talking about. I think there's still something more coming. I'm not for sure. But anyways, my question to you guys, number one, is what do you think their most likely approach is? If you had to speculate, not what you want to see, but what do you think they might do? And then two, do you have a better or different idea of something else you'd rather see in Gaijin? But just so you know, we can't see you right now.
What? I'm back. My video's
Yeah,
back on.
I see Gaijin on my screen.
Oh,
If
maybe
you're-
There it
might
is.
have
I had to
to-
click on. There we go. Well, you're back. We got you. It was on my
Okay.
end. So yeah.
Do you want to tackle it first, Gaijin, or do you
Yeah,
want
I'll
me
throw
to?
it to you guys. Go ahead.
I'll let you tackle that one because I'm not the only thing I'm sure of is the bad luck protection, but that's not another way to hunt Lumas actively.
That's my number 3
Yeah.
point question is: do you think they should do it? Do you even want to see it, or do you think it'll devalue Lumas if they get any easier?
Yeah. So one thing about Lumas is there is when you compare to other collector games, and you have tiers of gear essentially of rare, uncommon, epic, legendary. You don't need a Luma to compete and play Temtem effectively. A Luma is a completely cosmetic thing that you hunt over and beyond. And in that sense, I don't feel that there should be any pity timer for Lumas of just like, oh, you've gone 4,000 encounters without a Luma, so your next one is a Luma. I don't think there should be any pity timers, but I definitely think that the game needs to be more aware of people's times. And I would like, and I mentioned this before. So as far as like how I think they're going to implement Lumas, they did say there's going to be a in-game island and there's going to be daily quests and there are going to be eventually in the game, scripted one-time encounters with like mythical Tims.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they're going to make something like a Luma, like an increased chance of like a Luma, I think it's going to be on the end game island. It's going to be like a quest reward. You go there and you probably have like some fateful encounter, and it's like that one big chance of the day.
Having some serious frame rate drops, by the way.
I know. I see it. Is it just
maybe
in game or is it the whole
like,
thing?
hand movements.
No, it's not you. There's definitely. I think it's the internet connection or something again on Vonlin's side there.
Okay, yeah, I actually dropped the quality of my webcam this week so that I wasn't like blowing you guys out because I was doing. I think I was doing
we're still at 1080 60 Vonlin. I think you probably need to try at least 1080 30 or 720.
Yeah, afterwards you'll have to show me exactly where to change that.
Okay, because I think that has a lot to do with it.
I wonder if it's just because I started actively playing Temtem because that's when I noticed it. But keep going. I don't want to get too distracted by it. So
yeah,
keep going with your
so
point.
that's how I think they'll implement it. How I would like it to be implemented. Some people can't afford to play like literally all the time and Luma hunt for 22 hours a day. I would like a compounded like amount of increased Luma chances of you have, let's say, one if you play for 22 hours a week or if you play for 8 hours a week, that you have the same chances of getting a Luma that is respectful of your playtime. So I would like a feature that would say like for X amount of hours you have increased Luma rates, like mega increase, like an item you could use almost like a cent that would last for so long and would increase your Luma chances. And then when it's over, then everything is done. And if you play a lot, you can save up lots of these. But if you only play a little bit and you play for 4 hours, for your 4 hours, you have that boosted Luma time. Sure. And if you play a lot, you can get like lots more of these items, but you use it, but it's only for 4 hours or etc. And I think that would be kind of, cool and kind of respectful to everyone.
Yeah, TM Trainer, if I kind of had the same thing in chat, and I agree with you too. I don't ever want to see a guaranteed Luma. I think that would take too much away from the point of what Lumas are. And honestly, the more I've spent time hunting Lumas, even though I've spent more time, the less I want them to make it easier because I know eventually I'll get one, and I want that satisfaction. No, I got it and it was hard, and they're not going to flood the market to stay there. But something to make it a little bit easier wouldn't be the worst thing. So I don't know, Gaijin, where did he say?
I believe TM Trainer is one of the moderators from the feedback forums. So shout out to TM Trainer.
And the Discord as well. But yeah, welcome TM Trainer. Nice to see you. Yeah, so we were talking. You were talking about an item, right, Kennedy? Like,
Yeah,
would it be a
like a cent.
purchasable item or something you get through
I
like
wouldn't say
free time?
purchasable. I would say like either free Tim or from,
Okay,
because they did say they're going to
it has
implement
to be.
daily and weekly quests.
Yeah, okay.
So
So definitely would have to be if something like that, it would definitely have to be a limited item for sure. I wouldn't want
yes,
P-
the rich can't get richer in this
Yeah,
scenario.
don't make them
Um,
tradable, please, if they do
it,
that,
it
right?
it has to be even and equal for everyone in that kind of situation for sure. But so yeah, I mean, definitely what TM Trainer is saying and you Vonland is, as a Luma hunter and somebody that really enjoys finding a Luma and enjoys its rarity. I really hope they don't add 5% back into Saipark ever again, because I found a Barnshee before they did Saipark, like 3 weeks, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
or something. And then Barnshee came into Saipark, and I know it was let's start Saipark off with a bang. I totally get it, but every other 5%, like they're supposed to be trophies. And when you increase the odds 12 times, oh, it's not really so much a trophy anymore. I mean, unless they do something where like it shows you what kind of card you caught it in. Like
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
it'd be nice if the cards were visible like on the tem. So like, you're trading someone the tem, but it shows the
When you
card.
throw them out in battle, does it show what type of, does the
It
card?
does.
So
It
if you're
does.
battling with it, at least, right? Someone will see it's an original card and not a side card.
Right. But what I'm saying is I think that the type of card the Temtem is in should absolutely have an effect on its
Yeah,
value.
yeah, that
Um,
would be cool.
which so if it's like a 5% Luma from Side Park, then it's got the green card, and maybe it's not as valuable as one card
Right.
outside, just because time is spent on catching it. But I mean, I don't know that that'll ever happen. I know that that's a thing in Pokemon, is like
What
Pokemon in
Pokeball it's
certain
in?
types of
Yep.
Pokeballs are
Right.
way more desirable than others to people, because it's a collection thing. So, okay, I have this Pokemon and it's in this fancy ball, and now it's worth more to me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see Lumas become too easy to catch. The whole point is definitely that they're not supposed to be easy to catch, and
They're supposed to
I
be
hope
rare.
they can continue to increase the odds of this. Um, because if they make it more difficult, then yeah, it stinks, but it makes it better for people that actually find them as well. So you know,
It's such a tough topic. I agree 100% because I don't want to take anything away from the people that have them and are putting in the time, like yourself. But I also don't. I want to minimize the unhappy people or the loss of people that are frustrated by it.
laugh at the peasants. Laugh at the peasants who don't have Lumas. I'm kidding.
I really like the idea of the weekly quest reward being something that could help you get Lumas a little, just help you like double your odds of Luma. I like that idea because one, it incentivizes you to do the weekly quest, and that activity could be completely unrelated to Luma hunting. So I like that idea a lot of a weekly quest reward item that like gives you a couple hours or something.
yeah,
But yeah,
and
it's tough.
only slightly increased odds, even not like a massive increase, because still you don't want to make it easy. Like you
Right.
don't want to go like,
They
oh,
gotta stay
double
rare.
odds in the wild.
They
Like
gotta
maybe
stay
maybe
rare.
1.5 times, or 1.2 or something. Just a
We
slight increase.
we talked about it forever ago on one of our episodes. What I thought was, what if I was the developer and I had sole control over Temtem, I would not make Lumas ever a guaranteed thing to happen. But one thing that I thought would be a really cool idea is if there was some sort of machine inside of a Temporium that's like a Luma infuser, and every time you defeat a Temtem, you get like a little bit of like Luma dust, and then you can take like 4,000 of this Luma dust to this infuser, put one of your Temtems in it, and put the dust in, and then it has a like 1 in 1,000 chance of like
Oh,
turning your
it's
Temtem
pretty bad odds
into
still.
into a Luma, and it's still like you're not guaranteed a Luma, but it feels a little bit better that like, oh, I'm progressing. If
Yeah, I'm
I
trying.
farm up another 4,000 dust,
Yeah.
then I can try and get a Luma again. And then it's not only like, do I try and get a Luma, but it's like I can try and get a Luma of one of my Tems that I actually use and like.
I like the idea of being able to hunt for Lumas in a different way. By just catching and releasing and be able to use some of that value. Just have a 1 in 1,000 chance or 1 in 500, 1 in 100, anything. That'd be cool. Yeah. You guys got more on this? I wanna leave us time for the main topic. So any other last minute thoughts or closing thoughts on
No,
Luma
I
hunting?
think I'm personally all set on this topic. I mean, I just think that the Luma odds should mostly be left alone unless they're really in Saipark, and if there is an item, just marginal increase in odds. Like that's what Saipark is for. Increased odds. Like leave it that way.
Yeah, they already have the a little bit active more way, right? Saipark already is that way to more actively hunt them. So if we need more or not. So listen here, we're looking at the time. I want to give us lots of time for the main topic. So I want to skip Temtem of the week once again. Kennedy,
I see no love for Smazzy. Can we hit up the tournaments? Because I feel like the tournaments.
I was just going to say, I'm going to throw it to you for the tournaments and the challenge of the week, but we only have like a couple minutes for each, so we can have plenty of time for the main topic.
Okay,
so.
I'm gonna speed through Fellow Tamers because as we are talking right now, Fellow Tamers is going on. So I'll drop the link for the brackets inside of the chat, and if anybody wants to see how this turns out,
I got it pulled up right now too here.
Yeah, it's going on right now as we speak. Fellow Tamers is and currently in the lead. Snarplat has 5 wins and 0 losses in the Swiss brackets. Fellow Tamers is a cash tournament. It is free to enter. There are 200 euros on the line for the prize pool, which equates to like $220. And the people running it are great people. And if you win enough of these little cups that they do, you get entered you get an invitational to you get an invite to their invitational tournament, which is going to have $1,000 prize pool. But I think we still have like 2 more months of little cups going on. So definitely keep your eye on that. And the next one is going to be in July. It's free to enter, and everybody should try out to try and get a chance because it's literally free money for playing a game that you like. Stop calling me.
Amateur.
That said, let's jump into Plus OP's tournament.
I got that pulled up as well real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because that Plus OP ran his weekly number 14 last night, and it was a tournament with the big 4 allowed in. So Gaialis, Kinu, Pigapek, and Volarin were all allowed in, and it was interesting. I tuned in again for just the final matches, and it was Funky How versus Snarplat, and Funky How was using a Nesla on their team. They were actually running Nesla Gazuma. And I was like, what is this? I'm watching a Nesla in the finals because it's pretty much understood that Nesla's like the most garbage competitive Tim, but he actually did a little bit of work with it. And you know, this whole win meta. Funky How took the game over Snarplat 2-0, which it was really interesting to see because Tsubaki-chan, when I was just looking at the brackets, ended the Swiss stages undefeated going into the finals. And then Tsubaki actually, according to the brackets, lost against Funky. So I'm going to go back and look at that match. But I know Tsubaki is one of the top players and runs, I'm pretty sure they run one of the meta win teams. So it's very interesting having a Nesla and Gazuma on his team, and if Funky How took this tournament just off of essentially countering the win meta. I think this is something to keep an eye on because next week is going to be Josh Stryker's Tim
You're so
World
excited
Cup
for
tournament.
this. You're so excited.
5.5 million Pansun on the line.
Is
entry fee.
Registration still open? Until when?
Yes, registration is still open.
I gotta enter. I'm gonna participate in this just for you. You got me so excited for it. I'll have to give it a try.
It's free. It's free real estate.
This is you mentioned in the win meta. This is a perfect way for me to transition into the challenge of the week. The challenge was to buy 2 Tems, farm 30k, and buy a Tem or buy a Tem.
Speaking of Josh Stryker.
Oh, he's right there. Even. Look at that.
Hey, shout out to
here,
Josh.
Hey, Josh. Thanks for joining us. So real quick, even he can put it in chat, but how do you register for that? For anyone listening, for me, how do I do this? Genuine question. How do I
go to the official TemTem, the official TemTem Discord and the media, or rather the community events? He linked it, but he also just linked it in chat.
I'll pull it up.
But
here.
yeah, just the hashtag community events channel, and there should be a link there that he posted for the World
you can
Cup.
register. So do you create an account on this website and then just register right on this page that I pulled up?
Yeah,
here?
most people running tournaments and TemTem are using BattleFi, so making a BattleFi account is never a bad thing, and it's free to register.
11
and sign up for
a.m.
it.
BST. What is that? Someone help me convert time zones. When is that?
I don't know
Google
time zones ever. I just Google search.
I was
what
gonna
is
say
it in my
I'll
time
Google
zone?
it right now here. Okay, cool. Well, I'll definitely be checking it out.
That's 5 a.m.
5
your
a.m.
time.
Is it really?
Yup.
Oh boy. Oh,
So
It's a World Cup.
Night.
That's all right. I'll set an alarm clock that.
I mean, it's 6 a.m. my time.
How many?
Oh, so
I guess
much
I'll say how many brackets or rounds. Here's what I want to know. Do you only win money for first place, or do you get money?
Tournaments normally the top 8 get paid out.
Okay, so I gotta get a top 8 to get some money. I don't think I can do it.
Good luck.
I'll give it a try.
You gotta kick
What
butt.
will
You just
8th
kick
place
butt.
get? Do we know? I mean, is Josh? You're in chat. Is that accurate? Will the top 8 get paid? If so, do you know how much 8th place will get?
8 cents.
8
Top,
pants.
you confirm top 8 gets money.
Here it is, Vonlin. If you enter the World Tournament,
Okay.
if you win 25% of your Swiss matches,
I can do
10K Pansons
What's that?
from me for free.
How many? 8?
10K Pansons.
10K. Okay, I can do
Yeah,
that.
because I think the amount of Swiss rounds will vary on how many people enter. So 10K
Josh says if you get 8th place, you'll get 250.
At least a fourth of your games.
Okay, all right, deal. I'm
It's
in.
literally free money.
Josh says that 8th place will get 250,000 Tems. He gave a quick breakdown on what first place gets 2 million, second gets 1 million.
Thames? Damn.
Panson, sorry.
Everybody who is listening to this, Josh linked all of the rewards, but I just want them. I want our listeners to know that Vonlin is shooting for the bottom of the bracket. He's just all right, I just gotta make 8th.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real. This is going to be the who's who of TemTem competitive players. So you'll be lucky to probably hit.
Excuse me?
I mean,
Excuse
there's
me?
going to be probably 100 people. I'm guessing. I mean, maybe.
You
But
haven't
I'd say-
throwing so much shade at me. Listen, you saw me pat.
I
I'm
believe
going
in
to
you,
be
Bob.
sober for this one.
I've seen you play. You have
I
an
won't-
Onahue on your team.
I
so
won't be-
you're
I
not
won't
gonna
be.
do
I won't be drinking for this tournament. We'll stay sober for it.
Yeah,
See what
but you got an
happens.
on air.
No, let's listen. Let's keep moving along here. It's a good transition. Very briefly, the challenge of the week. So we're really running out of time. I bought a Genki because I'm so sick of the win meta. So I'm gonna TV train once I'm done Luma farming. We go to a non-Luma Saipark week. I'm gonna TV train up a Genki and maybe replace Anna here so Gaijin Buu doesn't judge me so much for having Anna here on my
You
team.
might as well put a Pookie instead.
So
Oh,
there
geez.
were changes. Just introducing this to all the viewers, I'm going to run through it super quick. There were changes to the trade channel last week or the week before last, and then also with the Telemere hat changes, trading has become a very weird thing in TemTem, and I want to know everybody's experience with it because it's kind of hard now for me. So the challenge of the week was to farm money in game, however you want to do. I did rank ladder and free Tem, and then buy a TemTem off of somebody. So on stream right now, I'm showing off my TemTem that I bought. It was a FOMU egg with all of its
got the
things, and I
lullaby.
named it.
Lullaby is
Yeah.
not easy to breed onto a FOMU. I was looking at
I
breeding
named it
them.
Gaijin Blue.
Oh, you should have used Gaijin BLUU though.
Oh yeah, that
Buy
would've been
another
great.
one. You have to buy
Yeah.
another one.
All right, I'll just buy another one.
And
Anyways,
what's the other one you bought? Show that one off quick.
Oh, well, the other one, I didn't buy this for the week. The guy I was purchasing from was so desperate to sell it that he threw it in along with the other one and gave me a discount on it. So I bought a Pajero that's going to become a grandpa with the bully ability.
And its name is most important.
Oh, and
feature?
Its name is Vonlin. I figured it was worth naming one after.
Or it's Volin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I
named
appreciate
it
it.
Von Pa.
Gaijin Boo Uwu. So anyways, my experience with this, when I was looking for Tim's, not a lot of people are selling eggs like they used to, because I'm a person who only buys eggs. And then the selection of like people selling stuff was so incredibly like limited. It was actually hard because it came down to last night where I was like, okay, I need to find something to buy. And I saw somebody with a FOMU egg, and I was like, oh, I need a Whiplump on my team. I guess I'll go with Whiplump. Where it's like Whiplump, Paheru, Gaialis, and there was like 2 more Tims that were just like people had them in abundance, but everything else around that, like I want a Cerneef, and nobody's selling Spreeals. So it was a strange experience. And I want a Rabier, and we talked about that at the top of the show. Nobody was selling them.
I would like a Rabier and an egg as well, but yeah, hard to find. My Genki purchase in an egg was spontaneous, impromptu, because I saw someone selling it in an egg, and I had just battled the same person 3 times on the ladder who had Voloran, Foam, Wildplump, Wimplump, and Grandpa, and I was like, I'm sick of these damn Wimtems. And I saw someone selling a Genki egg, and I was like, perfect, I'm gonna buy that from you. Yeah, Velashes and Nestles are selling for super expensive, even though it's their week. Like I said, I've seen 1.5 million messages being posted of saying that they'll buy them. So I haven't seen one sold for that amount, but I've seen people advertising that they'll buy anywhere from 500 to 1.5 million. But listen, do you have the challenge for next week? Did you come up with one or no?
Let's do it at the end of the show.
Right,
I didn't come up with one, but I'll think of it as we're talking.
Let's transition right into our main topic of the week. Then I'm gonna play my beautiful violin music here. You two have to imagine that the rest of us will be enjoying this. All right, so the main topic of the week is what to expect from Kisiwa. You know, that was the big news last week, and we were so excited to just know that it's coming next month. By the way, I don't want to do it this episode, but next episode I want to place bets between us for when we think in July Kisiwa is going to come out. I think we should, if you guys are down, I think we need another bet, even though it's a terrible idea for me and Gaijin to bet against
I'm down.
Kennedy.
Gaijin still owes me money.
But I think we divide the month up into 3 equal parts, and we each pick a segment of the month, and whoever gets their segment right, the other 2 pay out. So take a week to think about it. Live on the air next week, if you guys are down, we'll finalize it and pick and talk through when each of us think in July it's going to come out.
Okay.
But with that said, jumping into what's coming in with Kisiwa, I kind of divided this into 3 areas. And the first one right away was just to talk about rock climbing gear. We know that we're getting rock climbing gear, and that's very exciting for just the areas it opens up, and the more access to the world we're going to get. But I think the most exciting thing is access to the shrines, personally. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way? Because we're going to get the water shrine and the fire shrine, right? That's pretty much both safely confirmed.
Well, I know the water shrine is inside the Oshera caves, and it's up a rock climbing hill. There's a lady you talk to, and
right,
she says,
who says that?
I've located it. It's up there.
In the volcano, I'm pretty sure there's also a rock climbing wall, and don't they say that there's a fire shrine up there?
You have to get the skates to get that, though, and we don't know if we're getting
so
skates.
I'm confused. I was going to go check this. I could have... You can only get to that spot with skates. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Only get to that spot with skates.
So we will only have the water shrine access with the rock climbing, probably.
We also don't know what it's going to look like up top of there. Will we need skates?
More skates,
as well?
true. That's true.
We
Or
no
something else.
How dare you?
Some other travel
How dare
item.
you, Gaijin?
So potentially we'll have hopefully a water evolution of Tubine. Potentially. That'll be one thing to expect from Kisiwa. The question I wanted to ask you guys on the Tuvine Shrine topic is how many evolutions of Tuvine do you think there'll be? How many shrines do you think there'll be? With knowing, we know that there'll be at least 3, which is a safe bet because of the numbering. Tuvine is 130, and then the current evolved form is 133. So we know there's a 131 and a 132. But do you think there's a 134? My personal take is that there's going to be 6. I think there'll be 1 shrine per island and 6 evolved forms of Tuvine. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's going to be 6 evolutions because there's 6 spots right after it, from 131 to 136. At minimum, it would be 5, but because if you count Tuwai itself, maybe that counts as an evolution.
Well, there could be you said there's 6 spots, but there could be other 134, 135 could be a completely different Temtem.
So you're saying there's only going to be 3 evolutions?
No, I'm just saying as speculating. I think there'll be 6. But there could only be 3. There could just be the 3 shrines that we're speculating on. There could be no more.
No, I think there's going to be more than 3.
I mean, I think 6 too. That's my guess too. I think there'll be 6 forms. I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for.
Though there were only 3 Eevee forms in the first generation, so.
But do they have to?
So, there were only 3 Eevee forms in the first generation, but thematically, when I think about Tuvine or Tuwai as a meta mimic, it changes its form, based on the shrine and interacts with. They've hinted there's a fire one in game. Mm-hmm. The water one is, literally the lady says there's a water shrine up there, right. So we know there's going to be a water and fire. And I think just water, fire, nature is like that trifecta. But we already have a Tuvine evolution, which is Crystal. Mm-hmm. And I think Temtem kind of focuses on its Crystal versus Melee versus Mental trifecta. So I don't think it's crazy to think we'll get 6 2Y evolutions.
What do you guys think
water, fire,
the
nature,
other 3 will be?
And then Crystal, Melee, Mental.
See, I think it'll be an Earth one. I think Kisiwa will have an Earth shrine. Because it's Earth and normal. I don't think there's going to be a normal form. So I think there's going to be an Earth shrine on Kisiwa.
I think Earth would be kind of cool. I'd like to see some weird ones. I'd like to see Mental and Toxic.
The last island could have a Mental.
That would be cool.
I don't think you'll get Toxic because Toxic would have been on Tukma, and they went with the Crystal type.
Necessarily, they could put it anywhere.
I don't think so. I bet the types are themed because the water shrines where all the water Tems are by island. if that is a fire shrine in the volcano. I think
digital would be nice.
Yeah, digital 2Y.
We could get a digital one. I mean, on the island that's all digital and electric. I think it'll be electric or digital.
Or an electric digital.
So that's why I think it'll be Earth and digital or electric and mental. That's my speculation on the last 3. I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's hard to really tell because I mean they could just take it any direction they really want because there's usually multiple like types per island, so it's really hard to say. I mean, these first few, they tell us, oh, this kind of shrine or whatever, so it tells us kind of basically what's already there. But yeah, it's
I don't know. I'm such a gambler. I'm like, I want to place a bet with you on this right away. I don't know why. So let's talk about the Temtem that we know for sure are coming and the ones that we can speculate that will hopefully be coming. First up, I'm going to pull this up. I'm pretty sure we're going to get Zigazare. What do you guys think? It's an Earth Tem that we've seen.
Yeah, Zigazare definitely.
All right. You corrected me on how to pronounce it already. Zizare, you're right.
Zigazare.
Yeah, you're right. What do you think, Zizare?
I mean, I'm assuming it's Zizare. I mean, it could be Zizare, but who really knows anyway? But yeah, definitely Zizare. I don't think we'll see that mental one there. What's it called?
So yeah, so I'm wondering. This was just my pure speculation. Is if we get Valver, we know this is a Tem coming. We know it mental is one type. I'm just looking at the picture of it here. I mean, there's a lot of dark earthy tones here. Yeah, I think this could be an Earth. I think this could be an Earth mental Tem. I really do. I think it could come on the next island. I don't know for sure. I like anything mental, so I want a mental Earth.
I don't think we're gonna get Valera until the mental island because there's a mental fighting island, and it would make like a lot of sense for that to be its home. As far as Zizare goes or Zizari, I believe that one we'll get that, and then it also has an evolution. If you click on stream right now and you go to the Temtem species page, there's actually a Earth Tem behind the rock one shown at the top of the page.
I got that. You're talking about this right here. I got this image. Something to pull
Yeah,
up too.
and I feel like that's like a Zazari or Zazair evolution, which would be
right here.
cool.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think it definitely is Zazar. We'll have Zazar and its evolution right here. And do you think we'll get whatever this Earth time? We don't know what this is, but I assume we'll see the same guy as well in Kisiwa.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's Earth, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet we're gonna see it on Kisiwa.
So
I feel like we're gonna see multiple Earth types, and I think it's gonna be interesting to see how that mixes up the meta.
Well, that's a very good question. I want to get to that in a second, but before we jump to that, what about up here? Looking at this time, do you think this could be a neutral Earth time? I was thinking maybe.
That's the Zaire, dude.
Oh wait, this is.
No, the circle, the guy you're circling.
No, you're. It might just be behind a little bit. The guy top left, the neutral Tem up here in the top left corner, the ram looking.
Oh,
one.
the goat one.
Yeah,
with the horn.
I mean, that could be. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's a pure neutral? I think it's got to have one other type. It looks like to me. I think Earth. Or maybe
I don't feel like
another type maybe, but it's definitely because the Kisiwa is going to be Earth and neutral, so it could just be neutral.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. So either way, we'll probably get this Temtem, right? Whatever this is, this little goat ram guy.
Super excited.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's crazy to think that will be coming in Kisiwa because like one of the things is it's like tribal and there's fields and stuff and like herding sheep and goats goes into like that culture.
If we come down to the bottom of this graphic, looking at the digital and the melee and the Temtem on the right, do you again? I don't know. It's this one on the melee on the right is kind of got some earthy dark tones. If you, I maybe it could be melee and earth. Same thing with this digital. It's kind of this one less so the digital Tem, but maybe. I don't know. I mean, purely speculation. That's all we're doing here. But what do you guys think? Do you think any of these might appear?
Colors alone. I mean, look at Kaku. Does it really have nature type colors to it, or not really?
But if you look at the two Earth Tem they show, they have very earthy. I mean, you can look at the two Earth Tems; they have a very similar color palette to this melee guy.
Right, but I don't think every Temtem is just going to have a color palette that obviously defines. Oh, right. This is Earth. This is water.
Well, it's just I'm basically using the only context clues we can possibly speculate is on the looks of them, right? So just with nothing else to go off of, if I had to guess, this is. Possibility. It's purely speculative. I don't know. What is everyone? You have to, if you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment on YouTube and let us know where you stand on some of these.
I wonder if that's a gorilla type or like what it's, because it kind of, I don't know. I like baboon. I'm wondering what its evolution looks like, and if that's already there, what else would it possibly look like?
I think this is the evolved form of. These are all. No, they're not all. Yeah, these are all. No, they're not all evolved on this screen. But anyways, I think this is an evolved stage 2 of attempt. I bet there's a smaller version of this guy.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Something to give Temtem credit for. I believe the game's going to release when it goes into full release with 175 Temtem. So we've got a good number of stuff to go through.
And very quickly. I feel bad if I'm leaving anyone that's listening to this audio only as a podcast after the fact and not on YouTube. One, check us out on YouTube, but if you're listening to us on the go, we're looking at the graphic where if you Google basically Temtem species, this graphic appears, and you can take a look at the Temtem we're looking at. The same thing for Zyzer and Valir. They're all listed on that same wiki page, so you can pull up graphics of what we're following. And we know we're getting Kiri, of course. I got Kiri pulled up here. That's already been confirmed. I'm sure we'll find out more of other Tems that we're gonna get. And then I thought this was interesting. We talked about Skulldog. Well, they made a tweet about Skulldog as well. They said Kiri's evolved form has been around since we launched our Kickstarter campaign. It quickly earned a nickname. Do you know what it is? And someone right around said Skulldog and they said ding ding ding, correct. So those are some Tems that we know for sure we're getting, right?
Yeah. The other thing that was confirmed, we're getting all 3 starter.
That's a great point.
Evolutions.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get those 3: Zazari, Kiri's evolution. That's 6, possibly, the two vine water evolution. That's 7 things, we know are confirmed. Then Zazari probably has an evolution, which is 8. A lot of people thought 9 and 10 would be hocus and pocus when they add rock climbing gear. But if, that's just like a Kaku spawn now, then, 9 and 10 are still like up for debate of like what they'll be.
So let's, Gaijin, but you asked the most interesting question that we can spend the most time speculating on is, how is the competitive meta going to shift? With all of these Earth Tems and these neutral Tems coming into it, I wanted to kind of wrap this up by just talking about what's going to happen in that meta. I think there'll be a lot of domino effects, but I'll open it straight up to you guys before I kind of throw in my notes here on it.
I feel like wind is gonna hurt. I feel like the wind meta is gonna die, and something's gonna have to change. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be used to counter.
Break us down detail by detail. Why do you think the wind meta is going to die?
Because wind meta is not usable against Earth type, and it's not super effective. Or look at the wind meta against Tantaru, and yeah, I know Tantaru is very, very tanky in comparison to some others, but I mean that's just a strictly neutral Tem, and it does very well in the wind meta. So I mean, I'm pretty sure wind is wind half effective against Earth.
It's funny you mentioned. I'm gonna pull up a type chart right now here.
I got the type chart where it should be.
Wind is twice as effective against Earth, sir.
What? Wind is twice effective against Earth?
No. Are you reading that correct?
Am I reading it? Or is it the other way around?
Earth is effective against wind.
Yeah, I think it might be the other way around.
Yeah, sorry. But that's Earth. No, Earth does as half as much. Is this an old chart? No, this is right?
No. So how it should go, I'm pretty sure wind does half damage to Earth.
That's not, unless I'm pulling up.
So attacker.
So let's see. So Earth attacking into wind.
Half effective.
Yeah, Earth does half damage to wind.
So the
wind attacking into Earth is neutral damage.
You guys got me paranoid that like this is like an outdated bad type chart. Is it an old chart? Someone's saying old chart.
Yeah,
Hold
I was about
on.
to say you were scaring
on.
me for
this is just
second.
the first one I pulled
up. Go to the actual wiki for the type chart.
All right, we'll work on that.
That's the best.
So I think there's going to be one factor that we don't know that will have a major.
Thanks, Trilix.
Tim, if you go to just like Tim types. But I think there's going to be one factor that's going to have a major influence on the meta that we don't know. It's people think there's like a low chance we think we're going to have access to Sparzy inside of Kisiwa. And if Sparzy comes, Sparzy is a great electric type, and that's to. Yeah, and this is the one we don't know. And so Sparzy comes, that's going to be a very different playing field for wind types, because there's going to be a good electric type in the game. But what we do know,
I want to hold that thought. I think you guys are both right, by the way. I just wanted you to explain it more, guys, than what I was asking you. But the only thing I'll say is electric being the hard counter to wind and Earth countering electric, couldn't there be a domino effect of people bring a bunch of wind Tems and then one Earth Tem that knocks out all of the electric Tems, and then the wind Tems can run free? I mean, this is just purely speculative, trying to get the conversation going.
So things are going to change so much because we have access to all of the best water Tem in the game already, because we have the water island.
Sure.
So if people start, Ukama's not going anywhere. So if people start bringing lots of Earth into the game, Ukama, one of the best special attacking water Tem with priority plus moves and hits the whole field, Earth Tems are going to be running for the hills. But with that said, I think the thing that's going to have the biggest effect on the competitive scene, it's confirmed that Gaialis is getting a reworked kit in the coming Kisiwa patch.
That's confirmed?
And
as it should.
Could you drop me a source for that if you get a chance? I'll pull it up. I don't know if you have it on the spot. Or someone in chat, maybe?
Yeah, I'll look for it and I'll put it in the notes for probably like our next thing. But the reason why they didn't nerf Gaialis in those balance patches they did was they said it makes no sense to adjust Gaialis' stats when they're going to be changing the moves that Gaialis has access to. And then, we'll be seeing a whole new form of Gaialis moving around and doing things. So I think that Gaialis is a crystal melee Tim going into earth types. It's going to be very interesting, but Gaialis already defines so much of the meta of playing around and banning Gaialis that doing anything to move Gaialis' kit up or down is also going to be one of
all
like,
of the
big
nature Tims
telltales.
are going to be, or all the crystal sweepers that were kind of the meta before Wind, I think, are in trouble, right, with all the earth Tims. I mean, Valash, Gaialis, Anahir, Zenarath.
I think Mashuk is going to be in a very nice place too. Like, it's a very wind heavy meta right now, and Mashuk still finds its place and still finds effectiveness. And I think adding more Earth Tims into the game is only going to make Mashuk more like viable to bring and do stuff.
If the Wind meta dies out, the Toxic meta will just take off because Wind's the only thing good against Toxic. So 100% Toxic Tims will become a problem.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just too because I think we know there's going to be more Earth metas. That's very easy to say there's going to be more Earth Temtem in the metas. So I'm just thinking about Nature's resurgence. Nature doesn't really get a lot of love right now, but people might start bringing those Nature Tems more if there's going to be more Earth Tems out there.
Has been getting a lot more attention recently, and Saku is still very popular, but also because it does wind. So I think as we see Earth come into it, we'll see more of Saku nature move and more Cernif as well. They already do quite well in the current meta, and I think as we progress into a more Earth heavy, but I think it's going to be it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see more neutral types than probably the Earth types because the water that we're seeing.
We've only talked about half of this is the Earth. You make a great point. All these normal Tems. It's not as exciting. There's not as much on the type chart, but there is going to be a ton of nature Tems. People are going to definitely use them. There's going to be reasons to use. They're going to have good moves. But what's that going to do?
Is what kind of type moves are they going to get? Because Tantaru has Stoneball, and if Tantaru has Stoneball, are the other neutral types going to have other types of moves as well?
You think a little bit at least, right?
Like, I feel like there's got to be something that maybe has a nature or water move, or
probably a melee move in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Which again, melee is also strong against Earth. So
so Tantaru gets perfect jab, right?
Yes.
Is that a melee type?
You're the Tattaru King. Why are you asking us?
So it already gets a melee type.
Yeah. But my point is, I think there'll be more melee attacks and more of the neutral Tems. And those Tems with those melee attacks will be good against all the Earth Tems as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see more Baboa. People are saying Baboa love.
Baboa!
I love Baboa so
I would love
much.
to see Baboa get played more. And yeah, nature and water, I mean...
mighty is he, Baboa.
The problem with Baboa right now is just like it cries to Toxic Tims.
Right.
4 times. So rough.
Yeah, and I don't think, even with the win meta, I don't think there is a team that doesn't run at least one Toxic Tim.
There's
a lot of
too many. Even like non-toxic Tems get Noxious Bomb, and that's all you need.
I mean, Earth will do 1/4 damage to him, so he will be a hard counter to Earth Tems. So I wonder is that the play right now? Is buy a Babo egg right now while they're cheap?
I think got mine. Always one of those Tims where every time there's a change, it's like, oh, it's Baboa's season to shine, and then he just never takes off.
I've played against one twice, I think, in my like 60 or so ranked games. I think closer to the launch, towards the end of the month, we should kind of do an episode on like how to get ready for Kisiwa. What are some last minute things to take care of? But we'll save that for the future.
Send all of your Pansun in game to Deodori, and you need to play through the game as if you're just continuing. Do you guys think Fire Tems are going to fall off like Raiken, who's mostly only fire with doing half damage to Earth? How do you think what's going to happen there? I would say no. you're going to need fire Tims because fire Tims, like Earth, helps keep down crystal, but fire Tims answer crystal and nature really well. But even over and beyond that, when you build your team, you always look for synergies, and there's just really good synergies with fire for both water and for water and for what's the other one, Earth with Stone Ball. So having having a fire Tim in your back line is never going to be a bad option.
Yeah, I think as we continue to progress, you're going to see more balanced teams as they release more types and more Tems for those types. Because, right now we only have access to so many of the types and so many of the Tems in those types that it's very limited. And, as we progress and get access to every type and more of every type, that, we'll see more balanced teams because people will be using stuff, and you're going to need to have Tems in your back line to counter what they might have. So
yeah, I think you're right. Right now my team's got 3 crystal Tems, and by all means I'm not super high on the ladder, but I don't think I won't be able to get away with half of my team being crystal Tems, as more stuff gets released. But it's very exciting. You're right. I can't wait till just more Tems, more types. The meta is just going to get more and more interesting and more fun, and it's going to be huge in July for it. So, do you guys got any closing thoughts on what's expecting Kisiwa or with the meta?
I think yeah, that's about it for me. Oh, something that I don't think gets enough attention. Temtem is an MMO. There are quests in game and there are side quests. Side quests give you really cool items for battling with. There is an umbrella that reduces the amount of damage water Tims or that you take from water. There's no item yet that increases water damage. I think we'll get something like that. Same for electricity.
Oh, yeah, it's a very good
Probably
point. There'll be a lot of new items.
Yeah, increases electric. And then there are items that stop conditions as far as like preventing sleep, preventing the doom status condition. When we push out the wind Tims and toxic Tims like take over, I think toxic is so amazing because poison control Temtem encourages swapping so much that if you're constantly poisoning swaps, that you are dealing damage to the whole team even when they're not on the field. I think we'll probably see an item that can prevent Tims from becoming poison, which would be really, really, really cool. And some of the things that it's going to open up for tanks. And if we get more tanky Tims, I think Temtem's very good about aggression in answering tankiness. I think we're going to get something cool for damage. As to what that might look like, I don't know yet.
Someone mentioned what does the Tukuma mask do? Doesn't that do something like
it reduces toxic damage?
Oh, it reduces toxic damage, but it doesn't it doesn't prevent the poison condition.
Does it reduce poison
damage? Don't forget though, there is a ability that does prevent the poison condition. There's
Mithridatism
that do have that ability,
right?
That trait. So it's already a trait, and I don't think they're going to add an item that will prevent it. I think they're just going to continue to use the Tukuma mask and the traits.
There's an item that prevents burn. I mean, it's not. There's no precedent. There's a precedent for items that prevent status conditions. There's one that prevents sleep. So I don't know.
I think what would be really cool, there's a snare in game that doesn't confiscate, but there's a condition called confiscate, which steals the item for X amount of turns from the player
from being used.
Yeah, snare takes an item permanently, but it would be really cool if there was more play around the neutralize condition. And maybe an item that like on hit it neutralizes the Tem for like 3 turns and the item's spent. I think that would be like ridiculously cool.
Yeah. Well, all right. Do you guys got anything else on here? Otherwise, we better start wrapping this down. So,
we've got to do the challenge of the week.
Yes. What did you think of your new one?
I didn't think of a new one, but I did see somebody in chat post one. So somebody in chat earlier listed breed a Temtem with all of its egg moves, I'm going to take 1/2 step back from that, and I'll say our challenge of the week: breed a Temtem with an egg move, and either make a build around it or get it out there ready to sell.
Okay.
And this will be probably the last of our easy challenges, and we'll go back to the super hard
I
challenges.
like easy
next week.
challenges.
Yeah, so next week we're gonna have breed a Hidati with all of its egg moves.
Ooh.
No, next week we're gonna have win 5 ranked games in a row without losing.
You should be more useful. It's breed Rybeers, so there's a bunch of Rybeer eggs on the market.
Oh yeah, breed Rybers and then send them to me. No, I'm kidding. So next week's challenge is going to be breed a Temtem with an egg move, either sell it or make a build around it to use for yourself.
Okay, I like it. Before I forget, because I always forget, I want to remind people: send us your questions that you want us to answer on the air. The show's got an email, temtalkshow@gmail.com. Send us an email if you got a question or a comment or feedback. We'll read it on the air. You're almost guaranteed to get on if you do it. Otherwise, we look at the comments as well on YouTube and Reddit and everywhere. But that's the best place if you want to get on the show with some feedback or some thoughts or questions.
Or come hang out with us on Twitch and ask questions in chat.
Yeah, watch us live. Live every Saturday, 11 a.m. Central Time. That's noon Eastern or 10 a.m. Pacific Time. With that said, speaking of Twitch and how to find more of us, let's go around here. Gaijinbu, where can people find more of you?
Well, I am on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram under It's Gaijinbu. So twitch.tv/it's GAIJINBUU. I stream Temtem 5 days out of the week, sometimes 6 depending on how I'm feeling, but generally I stream Temtem 5 days a week, and I have a really good time doing it. I give away lots of Lumas. I have 2 accounts that I play with. One is specifically for giving away Lumas. So if you like hanging out and you're chatting and like Lumas, then come check me out.
And Kennedy, you got it all pulled up on screen, but what about you, sir?
I don't have social media. No, I'm kidding. You can find me on Twitter. I actually haven't recovered my Facebook yet. So at Presby Kennedy. I also live stream on YouTube. And same thing, Presby Kennedy. If you search that, you can see that I live stream D&D, and I do storytelling, live storytelling and role play. It's really ridiculously fun. Occasionally, if I'm ever bored enough, I stream Temtem on Twitch, but that's once in a blue moon.
You heard the shenanigans from me playing on Wednesday, so I'll be doing that every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Come join me. We'll be drinking. We'll be doing competitive queues. We'll be trying hard at the beginning of the night and then throwing away any gains by the end of the night. You can hang out with the cat as well, who have its own camera up. So come hang out with me on Twitch on Wednesdays at 7. It's right where you're watching the show live here. It's twitch.tv/Vonlin, VONLIN. Of course, Temtem here can be found on YouTube, on our channel, and anywhere you get podcasts. And again, 11 a.m. Saturdays on Twitch to join us live. But I think that's going to do it for us. So thank you, everyone, for joining us and listening today. We'll be looking forward to Kisiwa.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we're still alive.
Well, we are. We dabbing.
Oh yeah, wait, do we still do